Growing up in the Philippines, where apples are not locally grown, I could only eat them during birthdays, parties, or Christmas and New Year's when they are abundant and cheap. And sometimes when I get sick. But I'm so happy because God brought me here where I can have unlimited supply of apples. Cheongsong is a county located in the North Gyeongsang province, and it is known as one of the largest producers of apples in South Korea. Here, you can find many apple orchards that grow several varieties of apples, such as this. In Korea, small and medium-sized apples are usually eaten in many households, while the big ones are usually used as gift sets during the Seollal and Chuseok holidays. Apples are the second most consumed fruit in South Korea after gul or citrus or Korean tangerine as what they call it, which are grown usually in warmer areas such as Jeju Island. South Korea primarily produces Fuji apples. This kind of apples are actually a cross between two American apples, the Red Delicious and Rose Genet. This cultivar of apple is originally developed at Tohoku Research Station in Fujisaki, Japan. But how are apples produced? To find that out, let's go to two farms in Cheongsang County and experience apple farming firsthand. So I'm with Ate Joyful.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating. So how many trees do you have here?
About 600 maybe.
600 trees.
Yes.
And how big is this area?
In Korean measurements,
Yeah.
it's 1,800평. 1,800평.
That is around half hectare, right? Or 1.4 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah! For an area as big as this, more than 1,000 boxes can be filled with apples during harvest season. First, trees. Trees are ordered from a nursery and are pruned and trained to allow maximum sunlight penetration and fruit-bearing capacity. Apple trees usually don't bear fruits until they are 5 years old, but it also depends on the cultivar and whether it is dwarfed or not. Pruning starts the year the trees are planted, then annually, and it is usually done in the winter and sometimes during the summer season.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Next is painting. Painting is done to young trees to prevent it from freezing during the winter and to keep bugs away from the trees. This is our painting costume. Yeah! So, this is how you paint?
Let's see if the consistency is right. Yeah, it's perfect, man.
But if you don't like painting, don't worry, because putting newspapers or hair are good alternatives to it. In this season, mostly bees do all the work, resulting to pollination and eventually fruit bearing. But this can also be done manually. And as the weather gets warmer, small fruits begin to grow. In early summer, fruit thinning is done where only one among a bundle of fruits is allowed to grow.
Hello! That's how you cut apples.
Okay.
You call this fruit thinning?
Yeah.
Fruit thinning. Ano yung shero man ko, no? Mali ba yun?
Let's go to Chow Chow. No, I'm busy. Hi,
Hi. Hi.
Okay, show me how you cut the fruit.
How you cut the fruit. If there are 2 apples, you need to cut the smaller one so that the big one can grow bigger and healthier. Yeah.
If fruit thinning is not done properly, this, or this happens, and this is not a good sign. The best way to cut apples during thinning time is to have gap as big as this. In early autumn, the work is focused on improving fruit size and color. First, the leaves covering the fruits are picked. If the leaves are not removed, the part that they are covering remains green. Second, reflective film is put. But first, the grass must be mowed. Then the work continues.
In order to become red,
Yeah.
they need to receive the sunlight. So that's why we have to take out the shadows so that they can receive the sunlight and they can become red.
Oh, I see.
These methods allow the sun rays to enhance photosynthesis and fruit ripening. But sometimes when the sun is too strong, apples can get burned.
What's the most difficult part of apple farming?
Harvest time.
Harvest
It
time.
is the most difficult.
2 to 3 weeks later, harvest time starts. And I will cover that in another episode of Borderless.
I've just finished harvesting and I have a few apples here. Goodbye.